This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
From the studios of Extreme Sports in Hastings, Nebraska, we present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy, Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports. Welcome to a Monday, the 20th of October for 2025. Mike Will, Tyson Havronic, standing by with all of your news, weather, and sports that you need to get out the door here this morning. Lots of things to talk about here today. The new AP college football poll is out. Looks a little bit different after 9 ranked teams came up short over the weekend. We'll check out the top 10 for you. The Nebraska football team now 5-2 in the season after losing to Minnesota on Friday by the score of 24-6. We'll have lots to talk about concerning the Huskers here this morning. The Nebraska volleyball team, they just do what they do, and that's win. They beat Michigan yesterday in 3 games in Ann Arbor. Tell you about that coming up. Soccer team came up short at UCLA yesterday. The Nebraska men's basketball team beat 8th-ranked BYU 90-81. On Saturday in an exhibition game played at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Hastings College football team, a heartbreaker on Saturday as they lose to Concordia. Volleyball teams, soccer teams also in action. And the state high school softball championship is going to be held today at Bowlin Stadium in Lincoln. We've got Hastings St. Cecilia playing Central City in the Class C state championship game. That one begins at noon. And we'll have it for you today on Extreme Sports, beginning with the pregame at about 11:50. We'll talk Major League Baseball. We'll talk the NFL here this morning. So lots on the plate as we get up and get going, as we welcome in Tyson Havronic, a very somber Tyson Havronic in the Western Studios this morning. Good morning.
Somber? What are you talking somber?
Well,
It's Monday. It's gloomy. It's the start of a work week. I mean, the weekend's over. The Huskers suck again. Like, what is there to be excited about?
Yeah, when I initially talked to you this morning, I thought, oh boy, you're still down in the dumps. You're still down in the dumps.
Why? Who isn't? Raise your hand if like you're excited about the work week.
No, it's not that. It's
raise your hand if you're still a little pissed and salty about Friday.
Yeah, both hands go up.
Scored 6 damn points.
2 field goals. That's all we got Friday. We might as well start there, shall we? Let's just start there. Embarrassed, I think, is one word that I use several times when people ask me, what do you think of the game on Friday? I said it was embarrassing. I thought we were not prepared for the game.
Nope.
I thought we were out-coached in the game.
Yep.
And just about every aspect of football that you can come with, it was not on our side on Friday.
Football, life, I mean, just a want to, a desire to play. I saw nothing. I mean, it was all the work, everything that you've done and put together this season. I mean, a close loss to Michigan, I get it. A couple scares with Maryland and Michigan State where we had to put the Superman cape on in the fourth quarter and pull one out. But what the hell was that on Friday? The most anemic offense I've ever seen, apart from Emmett Johnson, who literally was carrying the entire team and the football on his back. That was it. And that's
nine quarterback sacks is inexcusable.
9 quarterback sacks. You can look it on the line all you want, and I'm looking over at Coach Raiola, and surely you can look down. We got 105 guys on that roster. Throw somebody out there that can block. For the love of Christ. Throw somebody out that can go block somebody and knows how to play this game of football. We keep rolling out this starting five. Our offensive line is atrocious, but not made any better from a quarterback that hangs onto the ball way too long and can't make a damn decision because we can't get open. Our receivers were covered like glue. Minnesota was ready to go and answered the bell. I'm not sure we even got off the plane. It was the most inexcusable, laughable, embarrassing. Man, you're putting a lot of PG words on this. I use a lot of four-letter words. But it sucked. And we go from... And shit, we were in the same spot last year, Mike.
I know. Here we are again.
5-1, and you're thinking you control your own destiny. And we're talking about championship caliber football. We're talking about Big Ten titles.
We're not.
Penn State loses their coach. They lose their quarterback. You have the easiest path. You have the easiest path in all of the Big Ten to make your way and potentially play for some hardware. And you had, I don't even, it was liquid out both ends from Friday. That's how it looked. It was atrocious, and we did. We've given up the opportunity. So we go from 5 wins and thinking, man, 8, 9, 10. 10's a possible number we can get to this season, to how the hell are we going to win 6?
Yeah, who are we going to beat now?
Who are we going to beat now?
Down the stretch to become bowl eligible. Here we are, back in the same boat again. We get off to a great start, 5-1. Then we drop a game, we're 5-2, and now all of a sudden the talk is, who are we going to beat to become bowl eligible? Because that seems to be the standard now. We just got to make the bowl game, and everybody will be fine if we make a bowl game.
I don't think so. This is different.
This is different this year? All the hype. We've been talking, and we're probably in the same boat. Yeah, we've been talking about it. You certainly have. You've been jumping on the Husker bandwagon, thinking we're going to win 8, 9.
This is a more talented team.
I know it is.
This is a better football team than we had last year.
So what's it come down to? The guy that we're going to feel sorry for if he leaves for Penn State? What's it come down to? We have a offensive line coach that obviously is not doing his job, but he's got a job because his nephew is the quarterback on the football team.
Bingo.
He ought to be fired this week.
Yeah.
And I think it's time to sit Dylan Raiola for a game.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, let
next man up.
TJ Lateef. Why didn't he, as much as we struggled in the ball game on Friday, why didn't they give TJ Lateef a couple of series to see what he could do? It couldn't have been any worse.
Couldn't have been. And you look at all the metrics, you look at all the numbers, we talk, and this coaching staff talks way too much analytics, man. Oh, yeah, we got to be 67, 69% down in the red zone, and that's the other thing, and there's multiple things here that we're going to get into. Metrics don't mean anything. You know, I don't care what Royala's metrics are when he gets 1 or 2 seconds. Lateef's escapability, we would have cut our sack number in half. We're cutting our sack number in half if we go to the backup. And I don't know this. I can imagine this. I don't know this because I haven't actually seen him play. He never gets the opportunity when we struggle. There's no reason that TJ Lateef shouldn't have been playing in garbage time. And if I'm him, I'm transferring. I'm announcing today. Like, I'm going to hit the transfer portal as soon as the season's over. F this. I'm tired of it. Trash. Then we got to talk about red zone metrics. Two freaking field goals in the game. Come on, Dana. 2 field goals in the game, and our number that we need to convert to the red zone, in the red zone, 70%. And we drive down the field. Emmett Johnson, boom, pop, pop, pop. We're in the red zone. We get too cute. We try to get creative. They flash this graphic up talking about Dylan Royola making these circus throws in the fourth quarter when we're getting our ass kicked. That was just salt in the wound. Oh, look how special he can be. He threw this pass behind his head. I don't care. I don't give a damn because we scored 6 freaking points. And I'm sick and tired of watching us overthink it. We overanalyze ourselves to death. And we get fancy, and then we
kick a field goal.
We kick a field goal. We're not prepared. We're not ready. And it's not ready. It's the same as last year. Second verse, same as the first, and it feels different this year because of the expectations. And I think you're starting to see that. You saw it at Penn State. Expectations high, expectations not met. Change it up. You saw it at Florida. Expectations high. DJ Lagway, talented quarterback, sophomore season. Well, Florida hasn't met expectations, and Florida's won 2 games in a row.
Yeah, the coach got fired there after winning a game Saturday.
Winning.
Yeah. So Florida fired their coach. Colorado State fired their coach over the weekend. What was it? I think it was 3 coaches last weekend. So 5 coaches in the past 2 weeks have been fired for lackluster performances.
Do you see Florida immediately going to James Franklin?
God, does Franklin want to coach? He's got $49 million. Wouldn't you like to just take 1 year?
1 year off?
Yeah, and kind of recharge his batteries?
To me, the Florida move after the win means they've already got their guy.
And it could be James Franklin. Who knows?
And my smart money would be on James Franklin.
I heard an interview with James Franklin over the weekend.
He did great.
He says, I don't fish, I don't golf. What I do in my spare times, I study football. I'm a football coach. So I know he's getting $49 million, but is he ready to dive back in?
I think he'd take it in a heartbeat.
Wow, that could be some breaking news here coming up this week then. Florida fires their coach, and Colorado State fires their coach yesterday.
I thought James Franklin on game day, I thought he did brilliant. I just, the way he spoke about the job, the way he didn't trash the university, but at the same time trash the university.
Yeah, he said he's going to win a national championship.
Yep.
Just not at that school.
and Saban, to hear Nick Saban talk about what an ugly situation that Penn State put him in, and all the expectations, and you fell short, but the guy can still coach football. And my guess is he goes in there and gets a quarterback in DJ Lagway, and James Franklin gets named Florida Gators coach.
I don't know if he fell short.
Make that move.
I don't know if James Franklin fell short. He lost 2 games in a row that he should have won. Mm-hmm. All teams go through that.
We've been going through it for 25 years.
Yeah, we've been going through it, and we just keep on singing the same song. Penn State had 2 games that James Franklin came up short and his players came up short, and it cost him his job. I don't know if he came up short there at Penn State. Hell, 3 weeks ago, they were number 2 in the nation, and they were talking about winning a national championship. He was just a couple of minutes away from winning a national championship last year. So I don't know if he fell short. He had 2 bad games that he should have won. He was 20-point favorites in 2 games that he should have won, and the fan base got all riled up.
Sure.
And blew him out. Blew him out. It's like our fan base now. We're all fired up again.
We should
for the umpteenth year in a row. Here we go again. Here we go again. We're now 5-2.
We should be riled up again. And here's the thing, Mike. And I'm gonna say this until I'm blue in the face. College football in 2025 is different. There's no more process. There's no more build. You flip. And if you don't flip instantaneously for a program that should be a contender every single damn year for at least a playoff spot, with 12 teams in. That's what we're hungry for, and we should be. We have that much of a war chest built up in the NIL that we can aggressively go after recruits in the transfer portal. Everybody says the knock on Nebraska is that it's not on the coast. Kids don't care about that. Kids care about the brand. And we've got a great brand. A rabid fan base, the top-notch training facility, all the best athletic facilities. And when you come here, you're a damn celebrity. Hell, the O-linemen get named on the street and signed autographs down here. Like, this is different. And so we should be a contender every single year. And so I'm sick and tired of talking about process and the build. And we got to put in the work. We've been putting in the work. We've been putting in the... This is 30 years now. And here's the thing. And you can tell that we are to the point where now it's just, we're sick of it. I'm talking to a season ticket holder the other day, and he says, I'm done. I've given him my season tickets. I don't want to continue to invest my time, my heartbeats, and my passion for a team that continuously, year after year after year after year, lets you down. And so apathy sets in. And that's where we're at. I don't care. I don't even know who the hell we played this weekend. I don't even know what time kickoff is. We played like trash on Friday, and my give a damn went from 100 to 0. I don't care this year. I'm done.
You're now
checked
done?
out. I'm checked out. Move on to hockey. I don't give a damn.
After last week or the week before, you were talking the Huskers winning 10 games.
Yep.
You're checking out.
Done.
You're checking out.
If that's the kind of performance that you're going to give me, you don't need me. You don't need me to cheer for you. I'm done.
Maybe next year.
Sayonara.
All right, well, that's how we're getting started here today. If you got any thoughts on what you saw on Friday or anything else that's on your mind here today, like I said, we've got a ton to talk about here today. 402-834-1330. That's the Hamilton Telecommunications fan line. 402-834-1330. If you'd like to give us a call, we'd love to chat with you here today. I'd like to leave us a message on our social media sites. Maybe become the keyboard warrior. That's all right. You can leave us a message on the social media sites as well. All right, we go from Nebraska football. What else is on your mind? What's number 2 on your list here this morning? What's number 2 on the list?
Game 7. We get a Game 7.
I saw that in Major League Baseball.
In the ALCS. Toronto Blue Jays and Seattle Mariners. Seattle Mariners looking for their first World Series appearance. Going for a Game 7 tonight.
But Toronto, boy, they've come on. Seattle got off to a good start in that series, and then Toronto has come on and really dominated.
They found the offense. They found the bats.
Toronto beat Seattle yesterday 6-2.
Yep.
So the series tied up at 3. Game 7 coming up tonight. The Dodgers, by the way, over the weekend on the Friday, wrapped up the National League Championship Series. They beat Milwaukee 5-1 on Friday. The Dodgers win that series 4-0. NFL game last night, the late one. San Francisco beat Atlanta 20-10. Tonight, you get a couple of NFL games again. Tampa Bay playing at Detroit. Texans at Seattle. Yesterday, Kansas City Chiefs, they won.
Rolled.
New England Patriots, they won. Chicago picks up a win. I'm mentioning these teams because those are the people that we have in the survivor pool.
Everybody won.
Everybody won, and moving on here. So
here we go again. We
get to go into week number 8 of a survivor. You and I are still alive, but now I've used my big shot out of my pistol. I used it Kansas City yesterday. Boy, they look good again. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't want to be a Chiefs homer.
Oh, you're going to be a Chiefs homer.
No, I'm not going to be a Chiefs homer. But, boy, they look good yesterday.
Did they look good, or are the Raiders that bad?
Yeah, I don't know.
Vegas, listen, I've seen a lot of bad Raiders football. I got my best friend's a Raiders fan. This is the worst version of the Raiders that I've seen in 30 years. This is a dumpster fire. And Pete Carroll, he should have got fired at halftime. I wouldn't have brought him out to trot out into the second half. Surely there has to be another answer in Vegas than whatever they're doing, because it's bad. It's atrocious. All of Genty's yards are after contact. Like, there's no line. There's no protection. Vegas and Nebraska could play a competitive football game. It'd be ugly. It'd be 6-3. But it would at least be competitive. Vegas they're awful.
You know who else looks awful?
Miami.
Yep. We're going to see a coaching change this week.
The Jets.
Yeah,
The
I
Titans.
agree.
There's a lot of bad football teams out there, Mike.
But I truly expect Miami to
Without a doubt.
get rid of their coach this week.
Yep.
Although I like the guy, he's kind of goofy. He's kind of goofy. And
He's the Tim Miles of the NFL.
Yeah, he is. He's kind of goofy, and he does goofy things, and he talks goofy, and he dresses goofy. But hell, I like him. He just can't coach. I like him. He just can't coach, and the Dolphins are bad. So, yeah, I expect something to happen there. Did you see the Denver comeback?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Denver, in the fourth quarter, comes back and beats the Giants yesterday.
I mean, what were they were down?
They were down by 18 points.
18, right? 3 scores.
Before yesterday, 1,602
Wow.
consecutive games when trailing by at least 18 points with 6 minutes to play. Teams have not been able to overcome that. Denver did. They scored 33 points in the fourth quarter, the most in a quarter in franchise history, and tied for the second most in a quarter in NFL history yesterday. Denver comes back to beat the Giants 33-32. So Denver does something that nobody else has been able to do in 1,602 consecutive games.
How much better, though? That wouldn't have been a contest early on in the season. How much better does the Giants look? I mean, they're playing competitive football. They weren't even close to playing competitive football.
Change of quarterbacks.
And you changed up the offense.
Yep, change the quarterbacks. Give them a little lift. Duh.
Huh.
Didn't we?
No,
wait,
we didn't. We didn't.
Did we just talk about that?
We're still blind loyalty. Come on, Mike. You got to have blind faith. Royola will put on that Superman cape in the fourth quarter. Well, guess what? He didn't. And in fact, he looked worse in the fourth quarter. Yeah, I digress. I'm going back to the Huskers.
Yeah, you're going back to the Huskers. I'm just saying that
TJ.
Giants made a quarterback change, and look what they did. All right, so that's what happened in the NFL. As we mentioned, Florida fired their coach yesterday. Billy Napier. He gets fired. Florida owes him roughly $21 million.
God.
So he is gone. Colorado State fired their coach, Jay Norvell. Name sound familiar?
A little bit.
Spent some time with the Nebraska staff.
Oh.
Anyway, he's the head coach at Colorado State. He was fired. Rams off to a 2-5 start. They lost to Hawaii. They lost to Hawaii. I think somebody on this show had him in my Blazing Five. Hawaii.
How do we do on the Blazing Five, by the way?
We all went 3-2.
Hey, good for us.
Let me pull them up right quick. Here's the Blazing Five picks. I'll just bring them up, and we can kind of analyze.
The LSU game, that went a different direction.
Yeah. I went on Penn State, I went on Hawaii, and I went on the Giants. The Giants were getting 7 points. So I won on them. I lost on the fish. I'm done betting the fish. Miami.
Oh, yeah.
Ole Miss, I lost by 0.5 point. You picked up wins with Georgia Tech, North Texas, and James Madison.
The Dukes.
Yeah, James Madison. They rolled. That was an easy win for you. You lost on LSU and lost on the Washington Commanders. IT guy. Wait a minute. I think I screwed something up there. IT guy went 3-2, but I've got him listed at 2-3.
Whoops.
Hell, he'll change that. Yeah, he won't go because I was with him yesterday. He said he went 3-2, so something got screwed up there. But yeah, we all went to 3-2 yesterday.
Staying blazing.
Yep, we'll be blazing 5 again on a Friday. Plus, we have people still involved with the Survivor game as everybody's going to advance. So that kind of brings you up to date there.
Whoops. Lost my screen.
We're going to get some comments from
there it is.
Matt Rule coming up in the second half of the show.
Oh, good. More coach speak.
Yeah, he was kind of a downer.
Should be.
He was a Donnie Downer.
Probably didn't get a phone call from Penn State after that horrendous performance.
Yeah,
Probably saw his opportunity to go to his alma mater slip right through his fingertips.
Yeah, I wouldn't call him.
Hell no.
If I was Penn State, I don't care how good of a friend you are or not. Yeah, he's a friend of the AD. They're looking for winners.
He's 2-23 against top 25 teams.
Yeah, he's not getting called by Penn State today.
Nope.
People that are Matt Rule fans.
We scored 6 points against Minnesota.
Yeah, the team that we thought, I was just thinking back of our show last week when we were talking about Minnesota. You pulled up their schedule and said they hadn't played
Buffalo
anybody.
scored 34 points against Minnesota.
Yeah.
Buffalo.
Buffalo scored 34 points against Minnesota. We scored 6.
Oh, my God.
We were pulling up their schedule last week. Says they haven't played anybody.
Oh, these guys are cake.
Yeah, we should have no problem with these guys. We all jumped on them and thought we're going to win, cover the spread. I had them covering the spread. I don't think you did.
Without a doubt.
So
I had the biggest win of the bunch. Like it was like a big ladder. Shane was like a 6-point win, you went 8, and I'm like, 13. We're gonna kill these guys. Oh man. Whatever we did Friday didn't resemble football whatsoever. I mean, and to close with the thoughts. High school football is king on Friday nights in the state of Nebraska. We played a game on Friday night. I would have taken Millard South to Minnesota over that Nebraska team. Like, I would have taken a high school team instead of what we did, because what we did was not play football. It was trash, and I'm tired of it.
What a way to wake up.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I hope you had a nice weekend. It's a great way to start your day today with Mike and Tyson here on. But that's what people, I think, sports fans are probably feeling today. Yeah. I don't think there's anybody in our room that would disagree with anything that we've said so far. And if you do disagree on something, let us know.
I think people would take it a step further than we have. I think we've been very.
We kept it G-rated.
We were PG as much as possible.
Yeah.
And we're not taking pitchforks and torches to this thing. But I've checked out from the fan base perspective.
Until Nebraska wins by 20 next week.
Well, whatever, Shaner. I know he says that, the IT guy.
I saw that on the social.
I don't know that we can score 20. I don't know that we can get to 20 points in a Big Ten football game.
We're going to find out. We still have some games to play. We're going to try to become bowl eligible now.
But here's the thing. And this is the point that we haven't talked about yet. Minnesota has given the recipe on how to out Nebraska to every school. All you got to do is watch the film. Pound it down our throats, hold the football. The time of possession, outrageous. Outrageous.
And Minnesota
we couldn't
really
get off
did.
the field.
They didn't do anything special either.
No.
They just controlled the clock.
Run the damn ball.
They threw it in our face.
Stuffed it down our throats. Everything that I've been saying for the last 2 years on this show, Minnesota did to us. They were more physical. They executed. They held the ball. They won the time of possession battle. That's the brand of football we want to play. And so it was even more disappointing to watch them, a mediocre, middle-of-the-road Big Ten school that hasn't played anybody, turn around and shove it in our face. That's why I'm pissed.
Did you take your blood pressure medicine before
Nope.
the show?
Nope. Should have.
You need to put the cuff on.
Reimer is going to be upset today.
Not going to be happy. Your blood pressure is spiking on the show. Okay, let's roll on, shall we? 7:31, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
If the blood pressure is not high enough, a story with Governor Jim Pillen. Governor Jim Pillen announcing a contract with the Department of Homeland Security over the weekend to utilize the work ethic camp in McCook as a federal detention center for ICE. It's anticipated that the center, known as the Cornhusker Clink, managed by the Nebraska Department of Correctional Services, will be prepared to accept detainees prior to November 1st at a base monthly payment of $2.4 million. On August 19th, at a news conference in McCook, Governor Pillen announced the state's intent to support the Department of Health and Human Services and the Nebraska-based ICE officials. That included conversion of the work ethic camp to a detention facility within 45 to 60 days. During that time frame, the Department of Correctional Services has been making modifications at the facility to accommodate the arrival of the initial detainees. Last week, all remaining inmates were transferred to other facilities. Meanwhile, it's going to court. Nebraska Appleseed filing a lawsuit in the District Court of Weird Willow to prevent Governor Jim Pillen's unauthorized attempt to repurpose Nebraska's work ethic camp into the large-scale ICE detainment camp. The legislature, not the governor, has the sole constitutional authority to control or manage these institutions. Additionally, under Nebraska law, only the legislature may repurpose the use of public buildings. The work ethic camp in McCook is the only correctional facility of its kind in the state, authorized by the legislature back in 1997 and opened in 2001. The work ethic camp provides an integrated community-based rehabilitation program allowing inmates to build job skills and ties to the community during their time at the facility. The plaintiffs in the case are asking for a temporary restraining order and ultimately a permanent injunction to stop the governor and the Department of Correctional Services from taking any further action to convert the facility into a detainment camp. So, the story continues. It is 7:31. We'll swing things over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's the haps in sports?
Well, the AP College Football poll looks a bit different this week after 9 ranked teams lost last week. Ohio State is still ranked number 1. The Buckeyes are 7-0 in the season after Saturday's 34-0 win at Wisconsin. Indiana is now second, followed by Texas A&M, Alabama, and Georgia. Rounding out the top 10 are Oregon, Georgia Tech, Ole Miss, Miami, and Vanderbilt. The Commodores are ranked in the top 10 for the first time since 1947. Nebraska is now 5-2 in the season. After Friday's 24-6 loss to Minnesota, the Huskers were held to a season-low 213 yards in the game and gave up 9 quarterback sacks. Nebraska returns to action on Saturday at home against Northwestern. Kickoff will be at 11 on BTN. The Nebraska volleyball team beat Michigan 25-18, 25-13, 25-18 yesterday in Ann Arbor. It's the 9th sweep in a row for the Huskers. Nebraska has now won 28 sets in a row, its longest streak since winning 30 sets in a row in 2010. The Huskers are a perfect 24-0 in Big Ten sets this season. Harper Murray led Nebraska with 9 kills. Huskers are now 18-0 in the season, 8-0 in the conference. They'll play host to Northwestern on Friday at 6 and Michigan State on Saturday at 7:30. UCLA beat the Nebraska women's soccer team 3-0 on Sunday. Huskers are now 8-4-5 on the season, 3-4-3 in the conference. Nebraska will close out the regular season on Sunday against Michigan State in Lincoln. And the Nebraska men's basketball team beat 8th-ranked BYU 90-89 on Saturday in an exhibition game at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Reich Mass finished with a game-high 31 points for the Huskers. Mass has not played since the 2024 NCAA tournament following knee surgery. Nebraska will play another exhibition game against Midland University next Monday. Tip-off of that game will be at 6:30. That's a check on your sports headlines this morning. Coming up on 7:36 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
This week brings more fall-like weather, and Monday will not only give us a nice sunny day, but windy conditions as well. Today we'll have a high in the mid-60s, plenty of sunshine, and we'll have a fairly strong northwest wind. Blowing at 20 to 25 miles per hour, we'll have gusts up to 30 miles per hour as well. Chance of sprinkles this evening, an overnight low of 42, 61 and sunny on Tuesday, 67 and sunny on Wednesday.
Right now, as you wake up, get going. We've got northwest winds at 7. It's partly cloudy, 47 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
At Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center in Hastings, you can now experience the Balancer Pro lymphatic system, a relaxing, touchless treatment that works while you simply sit back. Using the principles of manual lymphatic drainage, it helps flush out swelling, reduce toxins, ease muscle soreness, and promote total body wellness. Whether you're recovering from surgery, looking to contour and tone, aiming for weight loss, or just wanting to feel lighter and more energized, the Balancer Pro lymphatic system delivers results you can feel immediately. Perfect for athletes, post-op recovery, detox, or anyone who just wants to look and feel their best, because it's for everybody with a body. Come try it today at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings.
I'm John Butler, Funeral Director and Owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the Advanced Funeral Planning Specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
Mike Will, Tyson and Bronick with you. It's a Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for a Monday. And thanks for joining us wherever you're listening to us or watching us today. The State High School Softball Championship is going to be held today, Bolin Stadium in Lincoln. At noon, Hastings St. Cecilia will play Central City for the Class C state championship. We'll have the game right here on Extreme Sports beginning at 11:50 this morning. 3:30, it's the Class B game between Northwest and Beatrice. 7 o'clock tonight, the Class A game between Millard North and the Lincoln Southwest. So the Hawkettes in Lincoln today. We will join them later on this morning. We'll have a softball beginning at noon, Bowlin Stadium. New site for the championship games this year.
That's right.
Played at UNO last year.
Home of the Huskers now.
Yeah, we're with the Huskers instead of the Mavericks. So
there you go. Before we get into Coach Speak here on the show, let's do more Coach Speak on the show in regards to Nebraska's performance against Minnesota. This coming back from the early 90s, I think Jim Mora more accurately described what we saw on Saturday.
Well, what happened was that second game, we got our ass kicked. Or the second half, we just got our ass totally kicked. We couldn't do diddly poo offensively. We couldn't make a first down. We couldn't run the ball. We didn't try to run the ball. We couldn't complete a pass. We sucked. The second half, we sucked.
We sucked. Couldn't do diddly poo. Got our ass kicked.
Jim Moore is another guy.
I love Jim Moore.
I kind of liked him. Not as a coach, but you could always get some sound bites out of him. It's kind of like the guy at Miami.
Diddly poo.
Who's going to get fired this week?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's not.
All right. Let's get some Coach Speak. Matt Rule following the game on Friday. Huskers beaten by Minnesota.
Obviously very disappointing. Credit to them. They were the more physical team. They made the plays they needed to make, and they beat us pretty convincingly. So hats off to them, and obviously disappointed for our guys.
He says Minnesota got the Huskers out of rhythm in this game.
Defensively, we gave up the one long touchdown. And other than that, they didn't really move the ball against us in the first half. It didn't, felt like that at times, but they had 52 yards passing. They had, aside from that long run, they didn't have many yards rushing. So, but it definitely felt like we were on our heels, even though, and then obviously in the third quarter, the 4th and 1 defensive holding call was a really, really crucial call. Felt like we had them stopped. Everyone played the play, and but so defensively, I just we were on the field a lot. But offensively, the very first play of the game, we had a missed assignment, just out of whack. Obviously, Rocco going down, and our prayers are up for him. Hopefully, he's okay. They had to take him to the hospital. It sounded like, and then obviously losing Pritch. But yeah, I've just honestly shown we were just kind of out of whack the whole day. They pressured us. When we had chances to make plays, we ran by them. We didn't, I don't say it's any one thing, right? Just at no point did we make the play you needed to make to win the game. Couldn't, it's 1 for 5 on third down in the first half, and just a really bad effort.
Coach, we also gave up 9 sacks in this ball game.
It was a little bit of everything. You get the back gets beat by a linebacker, and the back missed assignment, not in the flat. The quarterback goes to throw it to him, gets sacked. A couple of them maybe were holding. Just overall, I thought they were the more physical team tonight. Obviously, you lose 2 offensive linemen. That's going to hurt you, but we're not going to make any excuses. They got after us.
And what about the team's focus coming in to this ball game on Friday?
Just like I just said on offense, I can't say it was. I said there was missed assignments, there was mental errors. Just really disappointing. Yeah, just like I just said on offense, I can't say it was. I said there was missed assignments, there was mental errors. Just really disappointing. I think on all our end, on defense, it just felt like we just like penalties and things like that. I thought we had a really good week of practice. We traveled really well. There's nothing that led me to think that this was going to be like this. But I don't want to minimize that on their end. I think they played really well. They had a good plan. They just ran the football, and part of stopping the run, as it accumulated throughout the game was also not just going 3 and out. You got to move the ball on offense. You got to score points. You got to make them be, not just one dimensional. And we just never really quite put them under any duress. We never scored any points on offense. So we just didn't play a complete game. And special teams wise, until that very last punt return, there was really never a big play. But But I'd hate to take anything away from Minnesota in terms of focus. I just think that they were the more physical team as the game wore on tonight. We didn't make any plays to change that.
Husker head coach Matt Rule Friday following the Huskers' loss to Minnesota.
You see the IT guy has added a graphic to our show today. He's pretty proud of himself.
Why?
He shoved it down the throats of Team Hangover Heaven this week in fantasy football. The last place team in the league, Don't Eat Yellow Snow, put up a pretty convincing victory. He's leading by 27 points. I still have Jason Myers tonight. I have my kicker.
You ain't going to get 27 points out of your kicker.
I'm going to need 28 points. I am going to need Seattle to kick all of the 60-yard field goals. Get across the 50, line up for field goals.
Your fantasy team is playing much like our Nebraska football team. You've lost 2 games in a row. After you squawked and balked that you were 5-0.
I talked all the trash.
Undefeated, you talked trash in our fantasy league. That's what you get. You were beaten by the last place team in the league yesterday. Don't eat yellow snow.
Convincingly.
Yeah, and then your partner in crime across the city here, that you were trashing me earlier in the year because I sucked. I sucked at the beginning of the year. I'm the hottest team in the league.
Benched.
Yeah, I've won 4 games in a row.
Shut up.
I have. I'm the hottest team in the league right now.
4 games in a row. That's impressive.
That is impressive.
Yeah. Thanks for the graphic, Shaner.
Where's the graphic?
It's right underneath me.
Oh, jeez. I got to check this out. Oh, yeah, that's neat. Obviously, the IT guy don't have anything to do today. That's
got
great.
Too much time on his hand.
All right, so you heard from Matt Rule.
Yeah, we did.
Kind of what we expected there. We also got Matt Franzen, kind of the Matt show here today. Gideon Stark threw a 26-yard touchdown pass to Aiden Van Cleve with 32 seconds to play on Saturday. Concordia beat Hastings 32-29. Bulldogs outgained the Broncos 453 to 252. It was a good football game, though. Hastings fell behind early, battled back, grabbed the lead on a block punt that we scored a touchdown on. Looked like the Broncos were going to beat Concordia, but then the Dogs went on a 11-play, 75-yard drive at the end of the ball game with that game winner with 32 seconds to play. Anyway, Hastings head coach Matt Franzen says he's disappointed with a loss, but proud of the effort of his team.
Great effort. You know, I just every stinking team in this league is good. You know, and that's the thing. Like, I'd say we probably played well enough today to. Well, I don't know. I guess we didn't play well enough today to beat very many teams, but we played well enough today to win a whole lot of games, if that makes any sense. Like, everybody is just good, and you can't afford mistakes. And we missed a lot of things in the first half, especially on offense. We were just inches away. It looked a lot like what Midland did in the first half last week against Concordia, where they just narrowly missed so many things, and then they came all the way back, and we did the same thing today. And you know, we just left them just a little bit too much time. And you know, I don't know. I told the guys the effort. I can't fault the effort was there. Guys played their hearts out in all phases of the game. Made a huge special teams play to possibly win the game, you know, and then to lose a game like that is just gutting. It really is. I don't, you know, we spotted them a 13-point lead out of the gate. That's hard to come back from, but we did, you know, and then you end up losing it afterwards. It makes it almost even more difficult than just spotting them 13 and never catching back up.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, Hastings went on the road and beat Northwestern up in Orange City. We're coming off of a bye week last week, and that had a little bit of an effect in this ball game.
I 100%. And I thought about it in the moment. In the first half, I thought, well, this is what the bye week gets you. Here we are, sitting on our hands, and we're flat-footed and kind of playing that way. The other thing was the wind, and I mean, we had it last week up at Northwestern and had it again today. But that first quarter where we're going into the wind the whole first quarter, and we got nothing. We did nothing. Now we didn't give up a whole bunch, but nothing really positive happened for us. So nothing happened to get us sparked, to spark the sideline and to spark the energy the whole first quarter. And then it just felt flat the first half. And I kind of, I think our energy was good coming in, but that first quarter kind of dampened it. And then in the second half, then we finally got it going and really got it going in the fourth quarter. But by then, I guess it was just too late.
Yeah, Hastings trailed 13-0 late in the second quarter. Sam Allgans on the board had a pick six, 70-yard pick six. Hastings trailed just 13-7 at halftime, and the coach was feeling pretty good at that point.
It was good that we were in the game at the time. Like I said, we had offensively anyway, we were so out of sync that there were still a lot of questions like how are we gonna do this? We're not able to run the ball against these guys, and we're missing on the pass game. Defensively, though, it felt like at halftime we were in a real good spot. We gave up 13 points, but 3 of those were self-imposed, jumping off sides on a field goal and letting them kick it again. So, given a 44 point a game offense, 10 points in the first half, defensively, that felt pretty good at halftime. Like I said, we felt out of sync on offense at that point anyway.
Again, Hastings blocks a punt late in the ball game. They grab a 29-26 lead after scoring a touchdown and getting a 2-point conversion. Thought we had it in the bag, and then Concordia goes on an 11-play, 75-yard drive to win the ball game.
You want to keep the ball in front of you, and their offense is a lot of short game, a lot of RPOs, the run pass option, and if you can keep it in front of you and give up 5 yards at a crack, at some point they're going to have a negative play or a turnover, and that was kind of the hope. But I mean, at that point, we're happy to give up 5 yards and keep the ball in front of you, keep the clock moving, and then eventually they're in field goal range. But even so, they're going into the wind. And even on that last play, we were counting the yards and figuring, okay, now it's still going to be a 40-yard field goal into the wind. And at that point, I still like our chances. And then I have to see exactly what happened. But Van Cleve, their best player, got loose, over the top of our corner, and the quarterback threw a great ball into the wind, and he ran under it for the win.
So Hastings sitting at 3-4 on the season. They'll have a road game on Saturday at Mount Marty. They've changed the game time on it, so it'll be a 3:00 starting time on Saturday up in Yankton. Pregame show will be at 2:00 on Saturday afternoon here on Extreme Sports. So a couple of losses, one by the Huskers, one by the Broncos over the weekend. Listening to Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports, it is 7:53. Good morning.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Over the weekend, Governor Jim Pillen announcing a contract with the Department of Homeland Security to utilize the Work Ethic Camp in McCook as a federal detention center for ICE. It's anticipated that the center, known as the Cornhusker Clink, managed by the Department of Correctional Services, will be prepared to accept detainees prior to November 1st at a base monthly payment of almost $2.5 million. During a August news conference in McCook, Governor Pillen announced the state's intent to support the Department of Homeland Security and Nebraska-based ICE officials. That included conversion of the Work Ethic Camp to a detention center within 45 to 60 days. During this time frame, the Department of Correctional Services has been making modifications at the facility to accommodate the arrival of initial detainees. Last week, all remaining inmates were transferred to other facilities across the state. Meanwhile, Nebraska Appleseed has filed a lawsuit in the district courts of Red Willow County to prevent Governor Jim Pillen's unauthorized attempt to repurpose Nebraska's work ethic camp into that large-scale ICE detainment camp. The plaintiffs in the case are asking for a temporary restraining order and ultimately a permanent injunction to stop the governor and the Department of Corrections from taking any further action to convert the facility into a detainment camp, saying that the legislature, not the governor, has sole constitutional authority to control or manage these institutions. Additionally, under Nebraska law, only the legislature may repurpose the use of public buildings. 5 minutes until 8 o'clock. We'll head back over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going down in sports?
Well, the Hastings College volleyball team lost to Morningside on Saturday, 21-25, 19-25, 19-25. The Broncos now 5-17. They're 2-10 in the conference. Hastings will play host to Doane on Saturday beginning at 3. Soccer teams won at Northwestern on Saturday. The men won 1-0, while the women won 3-0. Hastings will play host to Mount Marty on Wednesday at 5:30 and 8 o'clock. UNK football team lost to Missouri Southern 24-16 on Saturday. Lopers will play at Northwest Missouri State on Saturday. Kickoff for that game will be at 2. The volleyball team beat Central Oklahoma in 4 games on Saturday. The Lopers will play at Fort Hays State on Saturday. In the state high school softball championships will be held today at Bolin Stadium in Lincoln. At noon, Hastings St. Cecilia will play Central City in the Class C state championship game. We'll have it here on Extreme Sports beginning at 11:50. At 3:30 today, it's the Class B game as Northwest will play Beatrice. Then at 7, the Class A state game, the state championship between Millard North and Lincoln Southwest. Major League Baseball playoffs yesterday. Toronto beat Seattle 6-2. The American League Championship Series now tied up at 3 games apiece. Game 7 coming up tonight in Toronto. Your late NFL game last night, San Francisco beat Atlanta 20-10. Tonight it's Tampa Bay at Detroit and the Texans at Seattle. And Chase Briscoe gave Joe Gibbs Racing its second spot in NASCAR's championship deciding season finale with an overtime victory on Sunday at Talladega Superspeedway. Briscoe raced to his first career Superspeedway victory to join teammate Denny Hamlin as Toyota drivers guaranteed slots in the 4-driver winner-take-all finale at Phoenix Raceway in a couple of weeks. That's what's going on in the Sports 757 now on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
This week brings more fall-like weather, and Monday will not only give us a nice sunny day, but windy conditions as well. Today we'll have a high in the mid-60s, plenty of sunshine, and we'll have a fairly strong northwest wind. Blowing at 20 to 25 miles per hour, we'll have gusts up to 30 miles per hour as well. Chance of sprinkles this evening, an overnight low of 42. 61 and sunny on Tuesday, 67 and sunny on Wednesday.
Northwest winds this morning at 7. Partly cloudy, 47 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
At Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center in Hastings, you can now experience the Balancer Pro lymphatic system, a relaxing, touchless treatment that works while you simply sit back. Using the principles of manual lymphatic drainage, it helps flush out swelling, reduce toxins, ease muscle soreness, and promote total body wellness. Whether you're recovering from surgery, looking to contour and tone, aiming for weight loss, or just wanting to feel lighter and more energized, the Balancer Pro lymphatic system delivers results you can feel immediately. Perfect for athletes, post-op recovery, detox, or anyone who just wants to look and feel their best, because it's for everybody with a body. Come try it today at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
Join us at Miletovist Winery for The Day the Internet Died, a hilarious mystery dinner that you become a part of. Hey, this is Mick inviting you to get your tickets for 2 unforgettable nights, October 18th and November 8th. Gather your friends, enjoy a great meal, crack the case before dessert. Seating is limited, so get your tickets today at MiletovistWinery.com. And don't miss the mystery that everyone will be talking about, The Day the Internet Died. Get your tickets online at MiletovistWinery.com, St. Paul, Nebraska.
All right, Mike Wilton, Tyson and Bronick with you as a huddle up here on Extreme Sports. Again, we'll be in Lincoln later on this morning. Hastings St. Cecilia, Central City today. Class C State Softball Championship. We'll have the action here on Extreme Sports beginning at about 11:50 this morning. So that's what's on my docket. Got to hear from Matt Rule. He's going to be back before reporters today in Lincoln. Maybe I'll slide over there and see what he's got to say. So a lot coming out of Lincoln, I'm sure, this week. We'll hear from the coordinators, as usual, on Tuesday. Back to our regular schedule this week, with the Huskers playing on Saturday at home against Northwestern. They have announced game time, 11 o'clock starting time on BTN for this weekend.
Kegs, eggs, football.
Yep, that's what you get. They were holding the game open as far as the game time was concerned.
Potentially prime time.
Yeah, till after the Saturday games. Well, guess what happened?
Nope, you're getting slopped. I'm shocked as shit, Mike, that it's not on Peacock. This is a throwaway game. This is 2 trash teams going at it. I'm shocked they didn't put it on Peacock.
At least we got the 11 o'clock time slot on BTN.
Oh, lordy.
All right, well, I hope your blood pressure goes down. It's going to get better as the week goes on.
Oh, no, by Friday I'll be back on the Roulade. Ready to go.
I'm sure you will.
Talk about a 3-touchdown victory.
Oh, yeah. You'll think we're going to blow out Northwestern. You'll jump on the bandwagon. You'll be all right. You'll come around by Wednesday or so. Wednesday or Thursday.
That's the worst part. Like with these Friday games, like the hangover just goes on an extra day.
Yeah, you had it all weekend.
All weekend. Oh, I was in the dumps, man. I was just in the dumps.
You feel a little bit better now. You got all that off of your chest in the first half hour.
I unloaded.
Yeah.
I unloaded a lot on you guys today.
You got a lot more perk in your voice now. I was worried about you, right? 7 o'clock. I was worried about you. But you've let it all hang out in that first half hour, and now you're feeling a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
So if you'd like to listen to the show again, you can. Go to our podcast section and download the podcast and listen to the show again. Comments from the Husker coach and Hastings coach Matt Franzen on the show here today. So we'll have more throughout the week, more to discuss. So make sure you're with us each and every weekday morning from 7 until 8. Huddle up on Extreme Sports. Have yourself a great day.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports. Join us every weekday morning from 7 until 8 on Extreme Sports.
Does Ole Miss and that booster group come in and say, we'll make it worth your while to stay? Or is it yet again? Because he's an unpredictable bird when it comes to this, Dave. Like, that's one guy you can't really pin down. The flip side of that is at Penn State. You really have to be honest if you're the head coach coming in there and saying, where are we in being able to recruit against Ohio State, against Oregon, all of a sudden Indiana? Like, they're on the outside looking in of the top threshold. And that is just startling to say, Dave, when you look at what the talent was that they had coming into this year. How far removed are you going to go outside of the Big Ten or in your search of who can come in. Because if you come in and hire these programs, Dave, you better win right away. You better get on the precipice, if not into the college football playoff in year one, because neither of these fan bases will be patient whatsoever.
This was the year for Penn State. This year, not only are they going to beat Ohio State, they're going to go back to the college football playoff. And they're going to win the thing. I mean, that's what everybody was saying this year. They were big time odds-on favorites to make the college football playoff, and now they're plus $6 to make the college football playoff without James Franklin. Looking at those futures markets, if we're being honest, and you mentioned Lane being kind of an interesting guy. Right, he's taking shots at Kirby Smart before the Georgia game. He's posting videos shirtless with yoga instructors. Great picture, Coach. I'll give it to you. I mean, but if that's what this is about here, he's getting under the skin of other coaches here. He's doing this on purpose. I mean, we all see what he's doing here. Do you think that Florida, if we're being honest, forget about Ole Miss for a second. By the way, Lane Kiffin is not going to Penn State. That's not the reason I'm asking the question. But what do you think is actually the better job? Is it Florida in the SEC or Penn State in the Big Ten?
The easy answer is Florida because of the conference, because of, the NIL capability, the recruitment there, and just knowing what that sponsorship, those TV dollars, that's the easy answer. Penn State is the more challenging job on two fronts. You are nowhere near competing with Ohio State, and that's just wins and losses, Dave. That's not recruiting. That you cannot beat Ohio State right now. And until you do that, you got no prayer of getting through in the Big Ten and getting into a high spot again. And I do recognize what James Franklin did last year, but that's your long road. And with the emergence of Indiana, you are in a world of hurt because they got donors at the Yin Yang who have all the money. Like, they got a lot of money going into Indiana. So it's Florida for me, but that also comes with a fan base, Dave. And I've been in Gainesville the last couple of years doing some college baseball. I mean, that is instant gratification fan base if I've ever seen it. You better get it done now. You better come in. You better have a slam dunk transfer portal to be able to go hang with the big boys there in the SEC.
It's fascinating because, again, Penn State, how the mighty have fallen here when you look at the Big Ten and the numbers to win it. You're not going to find Penn State anywhere on that board. But, again, 6-1 to still make the college football playoff. I just don't see a pathway there. This year, the next head coach there, as you mentioned in Happy Valley, it's going to be immediate pressure. They do not give you a whole lot of grace period in Florida. It'll be the same down there as well. We mentioned the double dip that we have tonight in the NFL, and it's going to begin with Detroit and Tampa Bay. And this is a fascinating matchup. We know that there's a lot of revenge on the brain here for Dan Campbell and the Lions. Buccaneers went in there last year, really punched those guys in the face. Todd Bowles, man, I love Todd Bowles as a head coach. He's very physical as well. We think about Campbell and the physicality. That's the way the Bucs like to play. It's embodied in the way Baker Mayfield plays. What do you make of Baker against this Lions defense, which, again, is injury depleted? Not to the degree it was a year ago, but they are taking a lot of shots. We talk about sometimes you get those group injuries in a certain area. It's happening right now in the defensive backfield here for the Lions.
Yeah, to me, it's about the pass rush tonight, right? How quickly can the front seven get to Baker Mayfield? How uncomfortable can they make him? And what does that Buccaneer offensive line look like still dealing with significant injuries in their own right? We have been really, really successful. Some cherry picking some of the Opta AI props that have been out there week in and week out. And again, if you're a